Nothing. But we're live.
It'll be all right, man. We don't need nothing funny today.
We don't need nothing funny today. It's Sunday. There ain't nothing funny about going back to work on Monday, but we're going to extend this weekend just a little bit longer. What's up, Damon?
What's going on, Tony?
Happy anniversary to you and Heather.
Appreciate
we missed you on Friday, man. We missed you.
Yeah. We was out there doing a little honeymoon thing.
Hey, little honeymoon over in Asheville, the city where they just built more, man.
Yeah, they built more over there.
Now we're back.
There we go.
All right, we hit our flow. Are you drinking some vodka there? Chilled?
No, some Sprite.
Actually. Well, we already know I'm drinking some Cleveland whiskey, but
that's right.
I was ready to. It's a good, productive day. I deserved it, in my own opinion.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
In my own unbiased opinion, I deserved it. Probably deserve another one.
Depend on how early you got to go in.
I don't know, man. You got to drive 2 hours, so but I'll drink a couple extra waters after this here.
There you go. Okay.
All right. Well, real excited about this one here tonight. And we got Jennifer, the girl that grills. She's a legend. 6 digits on Instagram, and you know why, Damon?
I don't know. Tell me why.
Because she's freaking awesome. Loves freedom.
Absolutely.
Inspires people.
True.
Makes them want to be more in life.
Facts.
Makes them want to cook good food.
Hey, well, that's always a bonus.
Hey, maybe she wants you to makes you want to be a better parent by leading by a good example.
Absolutely.
She's like, hey, farmers matter. She likes farming.
True.
She'll wrestle a steer to the ground with her bare hand. Because the left one is tied behind her back.
We're gonna. I think I've seen a video. If not, that we need to see a video of that.
Well, you might have seen it on the PBR World Tour.
That's
what down in Houston won the barbecue challenge, and then just went out and wrestled his cow. Won that too. Won buckles on buckles on buckles.
What?
I mean,
heck yeah.
She's gonna have a tough time. She had no idea she was signing up for this. But hey, after what we just got saying, there's one guy that says he's the most interesting man in the world, but we got the most fascinating human in the world, Jennifer. What up?
Hey.
You're wrestling champion, you. Didn't see that coming, did you?
Definitely did not. I wish my husband would have been here to hear that.
Welcome to the Dudette Network.
He can watch it later. He can watch
That's
it
right.
later.
That's right.
And anybody else can watch it available on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or Facebook. Thank you. Look at that. Already teeing us up. I like her already. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Nice.
So how are you,
Jennifer?
One at a time.
I think we both said the same thing.
Doing good tonight. Glad to be here. How are y'all doing?
We're good.
Good.
Any better, there'd be 2 of me. My wife would be a lucky lady.
Oh.
Unbiased opinion.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Absolutely.
I'm going to move you up here so we can put you on the big screen. So hold up. Everyone don't get seasick.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. They're going to put you up here to the top. All right. I think we're good. Musical chairs. We're back. Johnsie's still at work, everybody. So I know the ugly guy is still here. Getting this thing going. Johnsie's still doing his 40-hour week. Well, actually, it's probably like a 800-hour week right now on this 4-week shutdown. So Johnsie's with us in spirit. He'll be up and on here in a little bit. But our guest of honor tonight, Jennifer, tell us a little bit about yourself here. I know we know a lot about you, but please go ahead and the floor is yours.
My name is Jennifer. I am the girl that grills. I am the most popular on Instagram. That's where I spend my most of my little bit of time I get to dedicate to this. I am a wife, a mom, a farmer, and I wear a couple of different hats other than those listed, which is a lot. But I definitely have some passion in barbecue. I grew up learning South Georgia barbecue, which is its own breed. And then, grew up in South Carolina. So I got the South Carolina mix of barbecue too. And my whole goal in the Girl That Grills was to show other women like, hey, you can get on the grill. It's fun. Don't warm up your house in the summer. Like it's 102 degrees in Georgia in July. Like get outside.
Right. I like it though. Hey, mamas need their tans too, cooped up
right.
in there wrestling. What do you call them? Someone call them cookie crumb munchers or something like that. Cookie crumb snatchers. Unky Seasoning calls them something funny like that. It's hilarious. Best term I've ever heard to describe a kid, because Rugrats is probably offensive in 2023. So I don't listen. But no, you named off a few things there. Man, I hate to come out swinging right off the bat. Which one do you take the most pride in of all the things you just mentioned? I'm pretty sure I know what it's going to be, but I just want
to being a mom.
Yeah,
hands down.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, second favorite.
Being a wife, honestly.
Yeah.
My husband's great.
She's good. She's passing all the tests. Dang it. I thought we'd get some clip-worthy material in the first 5 minutes, burying people.
So where'd you find your passion for cooking?
So my grandparents raised me, and they were Depression era. So, they were late 20s, early 30s, didn't have diddly. And so they just kind of taught me how to, use every part of an animal, and how to save vegetable scraps, and how to bake, and all these things from scratch. So it was amazing. And so I've been building pits with my grandpa since I was 5. Like,
nice.
It was like, hey, you can drag this block over here. So it was literally me and my cousin, 5 years old, dragging cinder blocks across the yard to help him build a hog pit.
Can't get no better than that.
That's right.
Awesome. Hey, there ain't no better way right there.
Right.
I can't. Like I say, it's like America, but man, that's the America I grew up. That's the America I grew up with.
That's right.
Like I remember Dad, like, "Hey, kid, you look like you got some energy. See them hay bales? I bet you can't lift them to the other side of the barn."
Right.
You haven't lived till you throw a square bale uphill both ways. Yeah. In the monsoon when the tornado's coming. Yeah. No, that's fantastic, man. That's all about so famous. So like a lot of your barbecue recipes, like family oriented then too, that those are passed down, like, or have you learned to create your own flair, or is it your flair on top of the existing family traditions?
It's a little bit of both. So the absolute best part about learning to cook the way that I did was that I can write a recipe. It's like I kind of know, like, okay, this is going to match this. This is going to match this. And so I can kind of work the recipe out by, just cooking by taste. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
So
you're growing up, your background, it sounds like, even as like a farmer, farmers always had tight budget, work with what you got laying around. So is a lot of your stuff like basic scratch recipes, like, or as we call on the Dude Network, poor people food, like really basic, simple flour, sugar, milk, eggs, like, stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure. The stereotypical pound cake recipe, it's like a pound of this, a pound of that, a pound of that. Yeah, it's totally that type of recipe.
That's what I'm talking about, Dave.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about right there. I learned the art of hang on, I'm not there. SOS. We're not 10 minutes into it yet, but people on a shingle, as they would, for lack of better terminology. And I was like, how has this escaped my whole life? I was like, how it was so good. Cream chip beef on toast, man. It was so freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently that caused quite a stir. There's a lot of originations of that one. A lot of people got very angry when it was the cream chip beef and not hamburger gravy. And there was people mad that they didn't see the toast underneath the gravy because I had potatoes on the side of it. So people are yelling at me for that. So everyone wants to know, be careful on that one. If you want to get into that subject, you might get the army brats are coming out of left field.
Oh God. No, if you want to come out of left field, if I see one more person try to cook a biscuit on a griddle, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Like smooshing it? Like,
no, that's totally different. Just trying to make a canned biscuit on a griddle, and I'm like, just try a real biscuit on a griddle. Just try it. You can do it.
I'm canned biscuit guy. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh
I
God.
am. I love it because I've tried biscuits 3 times. I have failed all 3, and I think it's because I folded over too much. Like I think I need to take another stab at it. But
I would
yeah, I like my biscuits in the can because I
I would
stuff them things up. Damon knows I like to make them things and stuff anything inside.
Yeah,
Of it.
yeah, you put anything in it.
Can't do that with no like fresh dough. It falls apart in your hands because
Yes,
it's
you
all
can.
perfect. I want some elastic rubber band stuff and stuff in it.
I guarantee you your butter's not cold enough. That's what I tell everybody. If you're trying to make homemade biscuits and it doesn't work, your butter's not cold enough. Try it again. Try it again.
You try the canned biscuits again, Jennifer. Come here telling me how to live my life. Jeez, who are you?
So did you bring any recipes like from your grandma or anything that you still do today?
I have a couple. Yeah. I've got, like her pound cake recipe, her red velvet cake recipe. I've got like a chicken stew recipe that my grandpa used to make. Like my grandma's collards, like just about everything is some kind of version of that, or like stems something off of like their cooking.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, I've noticed. I found out this weekend everybody cannot cook collards, no matter where.
No, they cannot.
In Ohio, that's not even an option. You can't go anywhere around here and get collard greens. Like can't get okra. Like nope, can't do that. No collards. Nope. Up here's a lot of like cream spinaches and stuff. A lot of cream spinach. Spinach is probably like our collards up here. The greens would be spinach. So next question: am I going to get your biscuit recipe?
Yes, I can give you my biscuit recipe for sure.
Doing it.
Yes,
I'd love to learn how to make a good biscuit. I ain't gonna lie, I really would like to learn. That's the one I hate baking. It is not. I am a wing it guy, an eyeball guy. So exact measurements scare the shice out of me. I don't even know where all my measuring comes.
Dude, there is no exact measurement in a good biscuit recipe. So
okay, I like it.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I taught a master class on how to make homemade biscuits on Tastemade before they changed their platform. And I literally had a woman that was like, I don't know how to boil water. And I was like, oh God. And so it's like me and 5 other people on this live stream, and she made biscuits. And I was like, oh my God, if I was close to you, I'd hug your neck. But you can do it. I'm telling you, it's so simple. There is no exact science to biscuits. Damon, you know that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people make them. I can't make them, but I mean, I've seen people make them. Because I mean, my mother-in-law and her mom, they would make the thin biscuits.
Oh yeah,
the thin, say big, but they were thin.
Mm-hmm.
And they were good. And again, you couldn't recreate them. I can't recreate them because it's that thing that they just kept in their pocket.
It's really, the art of the biscuit making is just, it has eluded me. Like I feel like it's, now some people use like chicken fat. Have you ever done the chicken fat recipe?
No, no part of chicken fat. No thanks. Unless it's fried chicken, I want no part of fried chicken fat or chicken fat. Period.
Now, what part of the country uses chicken fat in the biscuits though? Because that's a main. I've seen like that's people's secret ingredient is chicken fat.
It ain't Georgia and South Carolina.
Never heard of that.
Never. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get on Pinterest now. After this, I'm not gonna do it while we're on the show. I ain't gonna do it on the show, but yeah. But I swear there's chicken fat. Oh, I'm googling it.
That don't even sound good.
That sounds disgusting.
Because I'm like you, Jennifer. That's the worst thing is just chicken fat.
Duck fat, lard biscuits, chicken biscuits. Oh yeah, chicken buttermilk biscuits right there. Let's go everywhere.
Is that like a piece of chicken with a buttermilk biscuit?
No, it's like chicken fat. Oof, I think you can get chicken fat.
Oh no.
Or you like render down your own chicken fat, something like that.
So it's like chicken tallow.
Yeah. I mean, what do I know? I mean, I just know it's a thing. I know it's a thing. I don't know. I've never made it because what the hell do I know?
Yeah.
Because I can't even make my own biscuit. Last time I tried to make biscuits, they were called cream cheese biscuits. and it was like a brisket with cream cheese in them, so they were like a creamy biscuit. I thought it sounded really good. Man, them things came out like hockey pucks, man. I couldn't even. I thought I gave them to my kids to use as Legos, man. That's how bad they were.
Oh, God.
Wild fresh okra and asparagus. Yeah, asparagus is real big up here too. Do you guys grow asparagus down there?
No, but we get it though.
Do you know that I didn't have asparagus until I was like 18 years old? That was not a thing that that and beets were the only two vegetables I'd never had like growing up. Yeah. And then I tried both of them and I was like, I absolutely hate beets. I will tell people I'm allergic to them because I don't want to eat them. And asparagus, I love asparagus. It's great.
Right.
Oh, it's really good. There's a million ways to do it.
Yeah. But you're right. Beets are an acquired taste for sure.
I'm not beet. I think we're all in the same boat on the beets. That is not a beat of the drum I like to get with right there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Zing. Okay. So living off the land, big gardener. Do you have a garden? Do you can? Do you preserve? Do you do any of that?
I know how to can, I know how to preserve, but we don't. So we don't garden for number one reason are deer and wild hog. And deer being the absolute worst. So in part of our property is like all wooded, and it's where my husband hunts every year. And there's like a ravine and there's a gully. Well, that's where the deer bed down, like in the off season. Even in the season, they're always there. That's like their home. So, if
I got a question about your hubby's hunting skills, because any legit hunter deer would be like, I ain't living there. Like, I gotta kill something.
So the parcel of land is big enough. So they're literally like so his cousin lives behind us. So it's 24 acres. Nice. And then his cousin behind us and the deer literally like settle in between the two, like the line of the two parcels. And so he literally shoots off of the deck, like off the back deck. There's a picnic table back there. He sets up with his rifle on a stand and he knocks them down from the deck. But he maxes out his tags every year. He gets I think Georgia's 2 bucks, and then it's like 4 or 5 females, maybe 6. I think they increased it. He knocks them down every year. We have people in line every year that are like, hey, I'm ready for one if you're not going to process it. So, you know, take it to the processor and they'll go pick it up.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, processing. Yeah, deer processing is a big thing down there too. That's good to know.
Oh yeah.
Up here it's like Amish country, so like every Amish has a butcher shop, which is cool. You can go somewhere different and everyone does like their own thing. Like everyone's got their own, like way of doing things. Like you can get deer dogs done at 10 different places and you'll get 10 different deer dogs. Like it's kind of cool. Like so, I love the deer processor. Some people give me hell, man. I'm like, man, for not even $100, they cut it, skin it, put it in individual 1-pound packages and put it in and froze it and put it in nice little organized boxes. Yeah, like I'm down for that. That's money well spent.
Yeah.
Especially if you shoot a nice deer, it's like not even $1 a pound. I mean, still pretty solid.
This is true.
Yeah, definitely. But my least favorite thing is when he runs out of tags and he's just like, I have to get this one deer, and he'll knock it down. And then it's like, all right, his dad passed away. So he's like, I got to have your help. And so I have to go out there and help him like skin a deer and quarter it out and do all the stuff. But hey, I know how to do it.
There you go.
That's a skill set. I mean, it is. I can't tell you I think I've skinned a couple like in high school, but like I was like, yeah, not into it. Like it's just so time consuming. It's
it's quick, easy.
I would like to do it again just to like preserve that skill set, because I think it is a very valuable case. The old preppers when shit hits the fan, like I kind of want to be able to know that I can do that. And like, I would like to honestly skin out one, cut off all the meat, skin and turn the whole thing into jerky. Like just make this and just see and like document it all and be like, this is how much jerky you get if you preserve and then just like have that jerky to kind of live off of for the year.
Right.
I think it'd be a cool thing because I always wondered like how much jerky would one whole deer make.
It depends. I mean, you can't get it from so many places,
right?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the size of the deer, but it's still like your yield, like your total yield is of how much meat poundage you have at the end of it. Subtract your original weight, and then like, all right, you retain 30% of your original weight from field dress to that. Anyway, sorry, that's my brain. We're back.
And he digressed.
We're back. All right, Damon.
So, how many cooking rigs or apparatuses do you have? Equipment.
Oh, let's say 1, 2, 10.
10.
10. Yeah.
I feel you.
Which is the favorite?
Probably my birch barrel right now. It's like a charcoal Santa Maria style grill. It's got, the levers. You can lift it up and down. You can barrel smoke in it. It's great.
Everyone always says a barrel on here, Damon. Have you ever noticed? Everyone loves the barrels, man. And I'm not like it's fascinating. I'm not making fun of it. Like I don't have that, and everyone swears their favorite. Because even like Malcolm, he was saying his barrel was one of his barrels was his favorite. I know like Grubbs, like he said his barrel is the favorite. And then like now Jennifer's saying that as well. So that's cool. It makes me definitely want to spend money I don't have to get one. So that's cool. I have a question for you, Jennifer. Like, so I'm new to the Girl That Grills game. If you had to lump, I know it's barbecue, but if you had to like lump your barbecue style into a brief description, like how would you break down your style of barbecue?
Oh God. So this is hard because I'm literally on the South Carolina, Georgia border, right? So if you're talking about style of barbecue, I'm thinking about like, South Georgia, North Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. So where I'm at is a really strange place.
Try being in Ohio.
You get some people like from my office at work, like I can literally see South Carolina. Like there's the river in South Carolina. And where I'm at, these people have a tendency to mix these like liquidy, vinegary, like red Georgia sauces with the South Carolina mustard. And it's just like, what are you doing? So my style is definitely more of like it's like my own Georgia style. It's kind of more true to like South Georgia though, with like the vinegar, pepper, kind of liquidy sauce. Yeah, it's if you've never had like South Carolina, Georgia border barbecue, it's a very strange thing to be had.
There's a lot of flavors going on in my brain right now, what that could possibly taste like, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. But if people like it, I'm willing to try it. I mean, I've been surprised by weirder stuff, that's for sure. To the better.
That is a weird
combination.
It's a very strange mix. Yeah.
Vinegar and red sauce. I mean, I guess I put like vinegar in my red sauce when I make mine. Like it's a vinegar, but it's very pasty still. Like I don't like super runny. I do not like super runny. So it's like an apple cider vinegar with like sweet baby rays and then some other stuff mixed in with it. It's like if I had to use the sweet as the, well, you nod your head, Damon. Is that bad?
I'm nodding my head because I'm gonna let you hold it. I'm gonna let you keep all that sauce.
Okay, yeah, I like my sauce. I like it, but it's funny though because in Ohio, like that's where apples are a real big thing. There's like there's a town close to us called Apple Creek, so like apples is like a really big thing. So like apple cider vinegar, just like apple peanut butter, apple butter, like apple butter is a thing people put on ribs as a finish up here. I mean, it's like apple everything. So you put some like apple cider vinegar mixed in with it, like it's a big hit. Like up here, you go to the fair. Literally take apple cider vinegar and like spray the fries down with them and like no ketchup. And like that's just how they eat their fries up here. So
y'all can keep them apples.
Oh, really? You don't like apples?
I like apples, but I don't want all that apple on my ribs. No thanks. No,
I'm not going to do that. And that's not me. I'm not going to say I like that. For the record. If I did, I'd put cinnamon in there though, just to be sure. Apple cinnamon ribs, apple cinnamon works. Don't.
Yeah, I mean it does.
Jennifer, look at me. Just look at me. It's okay.
She said, "I can't with you."
Oh God!
If you can put ketchup, yeah, like right here, vegetable home cook. Is it like a ketchup and mustard taste? Yeah, ketchup and mustard works. Why can't we put ketchup? I don't know. I don't think that works in a lot of. I'm finding out that does not work in a lot of places. Nope. Is ketchup sacrilege to you too, Jennifer?
Oh God! It depends on what it's going on. Honestly, my 4-year-old would drink a whole bottle of ketchup if I'd put a straw in it.
It's that red dye number 2. I'm telling you, it's got.
Yes. like little fiends for ketchup. They're like, give me. It's just like
ketchup, Dad, ketchup, red sauce. No, it's called red sauce. Like I don't know what your kid's name for is. Like, Dad, red sauce.
Oh yeah. So are you getting your little girl into cooking now too? Since you started young.
I am. She always has like, if I'm going outside to check something on the grill, she's like, I want to go. And I'm like, put your Crocs on, let's roll. So I get her out there and, started with teaching her about like heat safety, fire safety. This is hot. This is not, you can touch this, don't touch that. But now I'm starting to kind of incorporate her in some of my videos and some of the reviews I do. I took a long Instagram hiatus. I needed a mental break from it. Right. But now, I kind of came back with a different tune of like, I don't care about the views, I don't care about that. Like, I want to do what I like to do. And if people gain something from it, I think that's a wonderful thing. Sure. So yeah, I'm getting her into it now and we'll see if the passion sticks. So far, she seems like she's into it.
What's her favorite thing to cook now?
Oh my gosh, pizza is her favorite. Yes, God. It's so much her favorite that I reached out to Cuisinart Outdoors and I was like, hey, I'd really like to, talk about like a trade opportunity or like, could we, arrange something? Because my daughter is just so into pizza and they're like, you know what? We're just going to send you one. If you will film with her, like that would be great. Let her use the thing. We don't expect anything out of you. So it worked out brilliantly. And she loves that thing. Yeah.
Nice. We do have a question from the crowd that is genuinely curious on this unique regional flavor profile. So can you shed any light on the blend of red and mustard sauces? Is it a 50-50? Is it heavier on the red? Is it heavier on the yellow? Like help our good friend eventually the home cook out here because she's awesome and she just wants to know the answers.
So it's definitely not ketchup, right? So it's
that was a joke, I think.
Well, yeah, but so South Carolina mustard sauce. It's mustard, it's vinegar, it's usually pretty thin. And then Georgia is super liquidy. It's, vinegar, a little bit of tomato to give it that red color, pepper, red pepper flakes, and then mix all of that together. So it's weird. It's just like this weird brown, red, this weird.
So it's like super runny. It's like super runny.
Yeah.
I ain't down for that.
Like you pour it on a sandwich and it's just like water beading off of the duck's back.
I don't.
It's just like,
I will say I don't. I need some sauce with some thickness to it. Like I need something that stick to the bones, as they would say.
The vinegar sauce though is primarily used as like an enhancement to like pulled pork. So it's just like an enhancement to me.
Right.
It's not like a sauce. It's just like if you was to sprinkle pepper on your food. That's what I use the South Carolina vinegar sauce for on pulled pork. Now I do use it on chicken, but it takes a while. I mean, you just got to layer it, keep layering it because it is so thin.
I do the same thing, Damon. Like I did a charity cook with Boston butts and I shred all the pork for them before I take it this weekend. And I do the Georgia like pepper vinegar sauce in there, just so that I'm like, these people don't even need sauce on this pulled pork. Like, mix it, and then it's all ready to go. That's a great use for Georgia sauce, because like you said, it's just too runny to make it stick to anything.
A lot of my brisket, I don't even put sauce on my briskets. Like, I just leave it. If you do it right, like the honor of the flavor should carry along any sandwich. Now, I will say I'm guilty for putting a little bit of cheese on a brisket sandwich every once in a while. When I'm on like my third one, it's like the day after. Yeah, we're putting cheese. I ain't saying fresh. Fresh is just brisket, brioche bun. Jennifer is judging me hard this show.
Listen,
I feel like she's not. You're not going to do. Just don't come to Ohio, because you're going to hate everything about it.
I will hate Ohio. So
it's very apparent.
It'd be great. I know a lot of really great people from Ohio. I really do, and it would be great to visit everyone. But I would just be like, I can't eat this. No. But I've had Botox. I had Botox like 2 months ago. So you don't even know the full judgment. Like, I can't even move all the muscles in my face to show you the full judgment.
I love it. See, but because I've always been and Damon will back me up on this. I've always never been I feel like a lot of people can do a really good brisket, but what can you do with the brisket to make it into a cool meal is like my art. Like, that's the art I look at. It's like, yeah, some of the stuff's like off the wall wild that I do. I mean, but why not? like I'm just here to just do something. Like, I learned a long time ago in the social media world, like, just doing a good brisket and showing how juicy it is does not get you very far. But if you sit there and make some stuffed brisket bombs and some canned biscuits and smothered in some vinegar sauce with Carolina Reaper ketchup, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. We do have a good one here from T. Carmack. Jennifer, will you compete in barbecue this year? And I'd like to add on to that, or have you ever? If so, Memphis in May, American Royal.
No. I am a member of the Georgia Barbecue Association. I keep my membership every year. I have not competed in an actual sanctioned event. I have competed in some events, and they've not been sanctioned. And I have placed right in the middle every single time, which I'm not mad about. But I don't have time for sanctioned events. I wish I did. I just don't.
Yeah, I wanted to do one this weekend. It just didn't happen. It's a people forget.
It's a full weekend.
It's a full, especially now SCA makes a little more sense because you can literally show up, cook, and get your rewards and be done in like a night. But man, these KCBS, like, you got to get down there, you got to get your spot, and then you got to get down there and get a decent spot close to the turn-in, or you're doing 100-yard sprint dashes to the finish line every time for a turn-in. So yeah, it's a 48-hour process. Like, your whole weekend and week is gone, and you're pulling an all-nighter. So then you're hungover of exhaustion for the next 2 days after that. Like, hats off to guys like Myron Mixon, who will be coming on a couple weeks for Memphis in May, Carmack, in case you didn't know. But yeah, that's like how them guys did like 50. He did, like, I think he said on the show, like, he did 54 comps in 1 year. Like, which means he said the only two, because New Year's didn't have one and Christmas didn't have one. But he found one on Thanksgiving. So, like, I mean, just because you imagine doing that, like, I mean, I guess you'd get conditioned to it. You get conditioned to it. But yeah, that's wild, man. So yeah, I don't feel bad on the comps. It's hard, especially when you're being Supermom. Supermom precedes over KCBS. That ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
That's right.
Tony doesn't represent Iron Chef Michael Simon's barbecue restaurant in Ohio. Man, Carmack, man. A2 Brute, damn.
He's coming swinging.
Damon, hey, I'm gonna drink my whiskey and watch. I'm just gonna,
jeez, man.
Do the head nods.
Yeah, just do the head nod.
Yeah. No, that's favorite barbecue item to cook is. I mean, it can be like favorite low and slow item. Like, you can go. You got a store. They can say you got one pick. What are we picking?
Oh, geez. I think my go-to is always ribs. I like St. Louis cut ribs. To me, the rib is the most versatile piece of low and slow. You can do so many different flavor combinations. You can add so much to it, and you really have a chance to, break that protein down and really get a good bite. So ribs for
Are
sure.
you need a little resistance off the bone, or are you a pull the bone off?
If it pulls off the bone, like falls off the bone, I failed.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a Georgia answer, and that I think
Well, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Diva Q, Danielle Bennett, is my mentor. And so, I have learned so much from her because she was on the circuit for so long. And now, she's a Traeger pro.
Mhm.
She's literally in Australia right now, like teaching people to barbecue. It's like living the dream, the crazy dream of, traveling and teaching. But that was the one thing she told me. She's like, we can't be friends if your ribs fall off the bone. And I'm like, don't worry about that. We're good.
Goodness.
Yeah, she's awesome too. I've heard good things about Danielle. Good mentor to have. Good mentor to have. I heard she's like very humble too. I've heard she's like very humble, and that's like everyone's humble starting out, but then they get a few brand deals, like boop, 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 boop. We've all seen it, right? We've all seen it. Like people, their whole worlds come crashing down because they become invincible. But yeah, it's nice to see that people that like could pull that off and not be considered bad because they're just so big, still be like really cool and relatable to all their people and stuff like that. So that's really cool. Looking over questions. Damon, go ahead. I'm looking here to see if I missed anything.
I was gonna say I think I got it. Since you brought up ribs, Jennifer, I think we got one of your ribs right here.
Ooh, let's see.
Nope, that's a steak. Oh well. Tell us about that steak.
So I made the whole world mad with this steak, and that was my intention. I have a marketing degree, and I can typically figure out the Instagram algorithms.
Okay.
And so this is when Reels was, Reels was everything. Like you were trying to hit the Reels bonus, you're trying to get pushed in the algorithm so you would have that huge follower jump, and that's exactly what I did. I made it now the steak was great, but I made a steak and it was literally just to sizzle, and it pissed people off so bad. But one video from the steak hit 34 million and made me gain like 60,000 followers. So I played the algorithm. So
wow.
Hey.
He mad at you.
It takes all of us. Sometimes sacrifice. I tell you what, that damn hillbilly hot dog with ketchup on it, people in Chicago got pissed when I did. Oh my God. I was like sitting there, like I literally was like, I mean, like there's a million ways to eat a hot dog, bro. Like, why are you mad? Like, it's a hillbilly hot dog. So why would a hillbilly hot dog not have freaking ketchup on it? It's hillbilly. So get off my lawn, bro. I mean, isn't it wild? Okay, like creators, we're all three creators here. We've all three had the videos that have just done so. Isn't it amazing the cojones on some of these commenters of like, and like how everyone's like, I would do it with this. It's like, why can't you just appreciate like what was made as an idea? Like, it's amazing like how much like crap gets said. Like not even. Like wild stuff, and like people don't even realize like it's really disrespectful after about the 50th person that says like I would have done it different. Like, man, did I really like screw this cook up, or like, is this like going to be a viral cook that I just bombed and tanked? Like, can y'all like have y'all ever been in that spot where I know like Wood Fire Whiskey, like Marco had it with like he did like Navajo bread, and people thought he was too white to make it, and he was offended all like the Navajos and stuff, even though he's like half Navajo. But it was just like, I mean, we've all been in that spot where we've had them videos that, and there's a downside of everything going like really, really good. What are both of your thoughts on this? Jennifer, you first, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be totally transparent with you guys here. That's part of the reason why I took such an Instagram hiatus. I did what I came to do was to figure out the algorithm. grow my page, get it, get it up there, get some views. And just the hate that seeps out of people, I couldn't take it anymore.
Mhm.
And I talked to my husband, and he's like, that literally does not matter. Like, if it's no longer bringing you happiness, like, I started the page to bring me a light of joy in the middle of COVID when I was stuck at home with all the craziness, and it just wasn't bringing me joy anymore. So I just tapered off of it. And then I came back with the attitude of, you know what? I don't care if the video gets 300 views. Like, if I had fun making it, or if I had fun, being able to film with my daughter, like, that's all that matters. People's opinions just do nothing but boost you in the algorithm.
And I always say haters fuel the fire.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They do. And I've learned that when I get them like really shisty comments, well, we're 40 minutes into but I always ask but why? I'm like, get an extra comment in there for me, please.
Yeah,
let's argue about this. We'll go back and forth all night. I'll get 50 engagements on this bitch. Like, let's send it. Damon, what about you, man? I know you've been in that spot too, man, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have that. I'm not popular enough to have them true haters. So I've had one or two, but I'm like with Jennifer though. I mean, I do what I do for me because it's fun for me. So, I mean, I'm with you. Excuse me. I mean, if it gets 300 views, it gets 300 views. I don't worry about it no more. I used to chase the numbers, but then the numbers start chasing you.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I know I went through like last year was like total hell, and like Damon knows, like I started shopping for $10 or less, and it's like this idea just brought everything to like next level. But yeah, it was. You gotta be careful, man, because be careful what you wish for, because sometimes you get it, and sometimes it ain't nice. Like, and if you don't, luckily I come from the background of sales, so I've been told no, and you suck, and you're stupid, and every other name but a smart individual, like a lot of times, and so like I just sit there and laugh. Like, we actually make T-shirts because like we're landed the free home of the poors, because some guy awesomely put, oh look, honey, the poors are at it again, like. Best comment ever. Like, people like troll, but like, I'm embracing it. We're gonna make money off that. Let's go. We're just waiting on the money part to kick in, but one day.
Yeah. It was cool. We're just waiting on that money.
Yeah, Damon. We're all waiting. Damon's like waiting too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having to drink water over here, so
yeah.
I'm get Coca-Cola right now.
And he had to rob that from the pond because they cut off his water on Friday. Yeah, I know, Damon. Poor Damon. Shout out for Damon's water bill.
Yeah,
there we go. Go fund me at Back Porch Barbecue. All right, we do have a good one here. Speaking of your mentor, Jennifer, if Diva Q is your mentor, what is the most impactful thing she has taught you so far that helps lead you to excel, led you to excel to a new level? Sorry, switch that one up.
It's exactly what we just talked about. When I took my hiatus, of course, she was the first person I called after my husband and I talked about it. And she was like, what you have to do is find yourself and don't worry about the brands. Don't worry about the seasonings. Don't worry about all these people that you're trying to have as partners. You need to worry about yourself and worry about what's bringing you joy. She's like, because you'll find your way and you'll find your place. She's like, that's how I found my place. She said that, with Traeger, she was going on, I think it was Good Morning America. Don't quote me. Might not have been. It was a morning show, national one, going on there. And she was like, hey, look, pellet grills are hot right now. I don't want to travel with the big green egg. I need a pellet grill. I can turn on, have it hot in 15 minutes and go. And Traeger turned her down. And they turned her down and they turned her down, and she just kept on with them. And then, the original Traeger guy left and the new CEO came in and was like, get her out here now. And she was like, it just all panned out. She's like, keep being resilient and being yourself and your true authentic self.
I love it.
Yes.
No, you gotta, like I said, again, not to go back to the sales thing, but like in social media, when you're becoming a brand, and anybody that's out there watching that wants to become a brand, And I am no brand. Like we're getting there. I'm not downplaying the strides that we've made, but like you're going to get told no a lot, like so many times, and it's going to just make you upset. It's going to make you want to quit. But man, when you get that yes, God, is it sweet? Is there a sweeter feeling when someone just says yes?
Yeah,
Like,
no
this
doubt.
is amazing. Like, I love the idea. Like, you just read my mind. I love this idea. Let's talk more. Let's set up a meeting. Like, I'm telling y'all, it happens to everybody. Just keep grinding and do what makes you happy. God, just cook what you love. Let your love come through, even if it sucks. Like, screw everybody. If your kids loved it and you like it, if it's a ketchup on a hot dog, suck it, Chicago. Eat that ketchup on the hot dog and put an extra streak on that bitch. Let's go.
That's all right. I eat ketchup on my hot dog. Sorry, Chicago.
Yeah,
Don't
well,
care.
Chicago's not even a real city. It's half, like, basically Canada, so they don't even count. And they drink. They're just mad because they boil their like hot dogs in like Lake Michigan water, which is booties and butthole. Like, no thanks. You guys think Cleveland's bad? You go to Chicago.
Yeah.
Johnsy, our host, who's at work probably from his lunch break. Jennifer, favorite non-barbecue meal that's regular for your family. That's a great question. You know, we're always talking about barbecue. What are we feeding the fam when it's not barbecue?
When it's not
not
barbecue.
Pizza. Not
Oh
pizza.
my gosh,
Don't say,
not pizza. It's usually pizza. Probably some form of like stuffed chicken breast. I can typically get my toddler to eat that. You know, I also feed my mother-in-law and my husband's grandmother, who's 90, almost 91. So I have, you know, different palates. Like my grandma will eat anything. She's wonderful. She's so easy to cook for. My husband's mom is so picky. So I have to, you know, I have to be able to do something that everybody's palate can kind of go around. But definitely stuffed chicken breast. That's easy. And you can do so many different varieties of that.
Favorite stuffed chicken breast recipe?
Actually, it's Greek stuffed chicken. So a little bit of cheese and Greek seasoning, and that's it. I mean, you can throw whatever you want to in there and add to it, but it's usually just a little bit of cheese and some Greek.
You know what you should do? You should add that. Like, God, doesn't that like that's like God? You should try it with this. How about you try it like I did it? How about you do that, troll? Sorry. Damon, that's a really good question from Johnsy. What's your favorite non-barbecue meal that you and your wife and son eat?
I would have to be the same way. I mean, something easy and quick is going to be some kind of chicken breast. Yeah. Just easy and quick for the weeknights.
See, ours is like, cause I do can, and we always have like garden sauce. I always have nice garden sauce. So for me, I will just brown up and I get a hog slaughtered every year, and we got our venison. So I'll either ground up a pound of burger real quick that's thawed out, boil some, while I'm boiling noodles, drain the noodles sauce, a little bit, like add the meat, add some cheese, throw it in a casserole dish for 15 minutes, and we do baked pasta on the regular because I know that's always going to crush. I know it's always going to crush.
Yeah. Whatever works. So that's the thing.
Because I think up here, like a barbecue is just not a big thing. So like up here, I could name off a lot of dishes. I mean, and I think Damon, you probably testify, like my page probably shows that we don't do barbecue up here a whole lot of often.
Right.
But yeah. Jennifer, what was the hardest protein or preparation other than brisket that was a challenging one to get right? So brisket is not an option. So number 2, well, unless brisket wasn't. Hardest protein prepared that's not a brisket.
Trying to think. Hardest protein that's not a brisket. Honestly, it was probably ribs when I first started like learning ribs. Ribs are hard. You know, the first couple of times you like really try to get ribs, you're just like, babies.
Well, and
Babies
then
are
especially if you go
hard.
with the full spares, like me, like getting like that cut to the St. Louis and then like having your rib tips was a struggle for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the
Yeah.
ribs. What about was like okay? What about the ribs was like the challenging part then for you, Jennifer? Was it
I
like
think
the like getting like the bones to pull back evenly? Was it the seasoning? Was it the method you used or what?
I still can't get my bones to pull back evenly, but they're great to me.
Yeah.
For me, the biggest thing was just the cook. It was like I was either getting too tough of a bite or I was getting fall off the bone, and I would get so
Yep.
frustrated with the fall off the bone because I'm like, I don't like this. It's basically pulled pork. And so that was my biggest complication. You know, it's like I told y'all earlier, like ribs are one of my favorite things to cook now just because they're so versatile. You can do salt
Mhm.
and pepper ribs. You know, Diva Q has this really great recipe she does with like pickle brine, and it's amazing. And you know,
Pickle bread sounds good.
Asian ribs is popular here because my husband likes those flavors. But yeah, ribs are hard.
Yeah, they can be. Because
Yeah.
you're right. Because a lot of people start out, they're like, "Oh, well, I'll just do the 3-2-1." The 3-2-1, like you say, you end up with pulled pork.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that.
That's right. Just throw
That's
a pork collar out there if you want a little bit of pulled pork. Like it's
that's
cheaper.
right.
Oh man, yeah, for sure. Uh that's really good. I'm reading over here at the comments. Damon, you got something? I'm looking over here, scanning over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna show one more thing since you
Yeah. I know you got a couple videos
since
pulled
you
up there.
brag about the stuff in your biscuits. You're not the only one that can stuff biscuits.
Oh, but probably like way better than me because I'm from Ohio.
Oh yeah.
What was them, Jennifer?
That was cheesy sloppy Joe bites that were stuffed into like a croissant dough. And
Mm-hmm.
my toddler ate the mess out of those. And then I took the leftovers to work, and my coworkers about slapped each other trying to eat them. And I was like, y'all, it's sloppy Joe. But it was homemade sloppy Joe. It wasn't manwich. It's not ketchup sauce.
No,
Yeah. But those are great. Those are simple.
there's a big difference between sloppy Joe and chili sauce. People just know that. Know that. We went through that on the hillbilly hot dogs too. Everyone's like, we call it chili sauce. I'm like, no, it is sloppy Joe. I'm like, it is sloppy Joe. Because if you don't want a hot dog, you can put it on a bun and have a sloppy Joe. That's why it's a sloppy Joe. We don't put chili on a hamburger bun. Anyway.
Tony, listen, there is a brand of hot dogs in Eastern North Carolina. Oh my gosh, what are they called? I'll message you the name. I cannot remember, but they are like pink. They are pink hot dogs. It's like a whole Eastern North Carolina thing. You really need to get some of those and then redo
Carolina Pride.
Carolina Pride. No,
already had them. Love them.
No, not Carolina Pride. Hold on.
Carolina Packers.
Carolina Packers. That's it.
Oh, I said Carolina Pride. They sell over here in my local store for like the 5 for $25, and them are some of the best. You get like 8 of them for $5. They're big dogs. So yeah, I haven't had those ones, but yeah, let me know because I want to try.
Yeah,
for sure.
They're pink. They would piss a lot of people off.
I love a good ballpark dog. I love a good golf course dog. Like hot dogs daily. That's why I get venison dogs so I can feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah, because a lot of people get upset. They see that pink hot dog. They're like, that ain't a hot dog. That's not a hot dog. Or that red hot dog, I should say.
Oh my god.
Because theirs is more red.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some kind of red hot dogs. They used to. I can't find them anymore. When I was a kid, they used to call these things called like firecrackers, firecracker dogs, and they were like red, but they had some spice to them. They discontinued. If they didn't discontinue them, you can't find. I can't, dude. It's been 25 years. But I remember my grandma, and my grandma was like, and her family, they were poor. Like I found out their SOS was like water and brown flour with like corned beef over like toast. Like that was that was what they were working with growing up.
Mm.
So like, yeah, finding out a lot on my family throughout this whole venture, by the way, Damon, pretty cool stuff. Sad, but like resilient, it's like really a lot of family pride I've had in the last 2 weeks of what it took to make it. But anyway, like, yeah, but she would get these like red. They called them firecracker dogs or something like that. They were like Oscar Mayer, but they were like freaking like red, but they were just like dogs, but they had like some snap. But they're gone forever. Don't know.
This same company that she's speaking of, they have what they call Red Hots, and they're shorter.
Red Hots.
And they're shorter.
Dude, that's it. Red Hots is the name. That's it.
And they have them too.
I can't get them up here anymore. They've been gone.
They'll ship to you.
Ship straight to you.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down. Who's the name of that company?
I'll send you the link. Carolina.
Okay.
Packers.
All right. Oh, I see what you did there, Link. You guy. You're a clever dog. Links, hot dogs.
Yep.
Got to keep up with Damon, Jennifer. He's quick.
Hey, I'm learning from you, man. I'm learning from you.
Oh, look at you, witty old guy, you.
Yeah.
Woody William up there. Jennifer, anything big as far as plans for 2023? You got your hibernation out, you're back, you're hungry, you're like frothing at the mouth like a rabid raccoon in Georgia. What do you got on the docket for 2023?
Oh, you're making me feel like a trash panda.
I mean, your words, not mine.
Right. I can take it. There is a new platform called Kitch, Kittch, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time on there. That's kind of new, so they're just trying to build video. It's not quite as long as a YouTube video would be, but it's definitely more in depth than Reels, and it kind of helps break down the actual cooking process a little bit more. You get to see a lot more hands-on of like what I'm doing versus, those short clips with Reels. I get so many questions all the time on Reels. It's like, wait a minute, how do you do this? And I'm just like, okay, this is frustrating. So now I'm going to have a platform to lead people to. So I'll be spending a lot of time on that platform this year. I am going to probably release another holiday cookbook. I do e-cookbooks. They're affordable. People can get them, keep them, just not. I don't like people feeling like, it's highway robbery trying to get a recipe.
I know what you mean. Yeah. And I think like if I do a cookbook, and Rev kind of put this in my one guy we got here, it's like, I think the stories, like here's the recipe, like we have all these live shows. We've met all these like really cool guests, and we've had Tex-Mex, we've had Georgia, we've had Cali, we've had Oregon, we've had Connecticut, like we've had everywhere. And I think it's like telling a story, like, hey, here's like a 1-page funny story of why this recipe's in this book. Like, I think if I did it, would have to be like a cookbook. If I was going to charge like what they charge for these cookbooks, I would think that's the way I would have to go. But yeah, the e-cookbook that's a great idea. That's a fantastic idea.
I have one other project, and Damon, you know about this, is the Tired Moms Club, and that's almost ready to release. So It's going to be a series of it. I'll probably just do Reels and have the recipes on my website, leading people there. And that's just going to be like quick and easy recipes that you can make on the grill, in the oven, wherever you need to, and just fun recipes.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yep.
I love everything about it.
We got your website here. You want to share a website, Tony?
Yeah, please. Anything to promote Jennifer, of course. Absolutely. She's like freaking awesome. She hates Ohio, but I still like her.
Yeah.
The website needs a lot of work, but
so does Ohio.
But then, like you were saying, you can go to your recipes, and that's where you have several of them listed here.
Yes,
like a compound butter, some pulled pork taquitos,
Cuban
sliders.
Oh, bourbon peppercorn sauce. Absolutely.
That was so good. It's so easy.
Did I miss it? Oh no. Oh, there. I was looking dead at it.
So that one right there is a recipe that I did for a seasoning company. So, anybody who's listening or wants to check that out, sub in your own steak seasoning. That is, you do not have to buy that seasoning to make that recipe.
Yeah.
Okay. Bourbon pecan cinnamon roll. You have a lot of bourbon recipes.
Yes, my
Are you a
husband is a bourbon connoisseur.
Okay.
And
Do you partake or just cook with it?
No, I typically just cook with it. I don't really have a whole lot of time to enjoy the
Me
spirits
too.
anymore.
Just cook with it.
Okay. So there's your Christmas cookbook.
Yeah, so that cookbook was a little bit higher price than I really wanted it to be, but I will tell you why it ended up like that, because there's a couple of my grandmother's recipes in there. So those were kind of hard to come off of, like the cornbread recipe, the cornbread dressing recipe. Those were kind of hard to come off of because even the cornbread dressing recipe was hard to write because I only know how to make it by hand. Like I know how to make it by sight. So trying to explain to somebody in a written recipe, like, this is what your dressing should look like. It should look like cracker soup. And it's like, how do you explain to somebody what cracker soup is,
Goodness. Yeah, that's that's why I was going back to earlier. I mean, grandma's cooks is so tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't ever recreate any of them.
Well, and it's funny is because like now I've been doing the Die Hard food for like 4 years now, like total. And that was like the first year was like a wasted blog year. Like I tried to do the blog and it just didn't have the patience for it. But like now I'm asking my mom, who does have my grandma's like little curio of like all the handwritten recipes on index cards. So I have finally taken an interest, and it's very fascinating. So yeah, I have like I'm learning like my family. Like I said, like you learn. It's amazing. Real quick, real amazing with food. Like I knew we were rough, but like the story I told you, like, and all her recipes were like basic, like flour, water, sugar, eggs. And like, but the milk was like evaporated milk because sometimes the lights wouldn't get paid, so you'd have to have the canned milk in the pantry, or you didn't have a fridge per se. So like, you learn a lot about your family. It's like lineage, like its background. Like now that we have access to like nationwide like recipes and ingredients, like you can learn a lot through grandma's recipe book. Am I right, Jennifer?
Oh, for sure, definitely.
Is there anything that you have found out about your family's cooking that like really blew you away because it wasn't regional to where you're at?
That my great grandfather and my grandfather loved to barbecue goats. They raised goats and they would barbecue the hell out of them. And I'm just like, I ate that. But yeah, I ate barbecued goat. And I did. That's one thing I did not learn how to cook. I don't know how to barbecue a goat. But I've had goat a couple of times, since and my adult life, and it's been great.
We went down to Jamaica for a honeymoon and at a sandals resort, which you have your nice dinner at night, but you had like buffets, like a breakfast and lunch you would go to, and there was goat on every single buffet. And me like being like, well, don't smell bad, like I want to try it, and it tasted no different than like pork, really.
Right.
I mean, it was so laced in like Jamaican like jerk sauce and stuff like that, jerk seasoning, that it just all kind of blended together. But yeah, I ate goat for like 2 weeks straight down in Jamaica, and I thought it was delicious. But down in so in our travels here, we have Nombre, who's from South Texas, like the Tex-Mex, and it goes, they do like the cabritas, where it's like the goat, like the milk-fed baby goats that they do, that they put on the cross, and like they say that's like amazing, but they're like, God, they're still on milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's what it is, cabrita, right? Cabrita. Am I right, Damon? Do you remember that?
I can't remember how to pronounce
it. Cabrita. If I'm not enunciating it right, I think it's cabrita.
You're probably not rolling your R right.
Cabrita. No, that's way too strong. I know that wasn't right.
I've eaten some weird stuff in my day, though. I will tell you all that.
Oh, since you brought it up, what's the weirdest?
Well, it's more so. So my husband and I had this conversation years ago, and it was like, he said, my grandpa used to make squirrel and dumplings, and they were the best, and da 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 da. And I was like, oh my God, I can't even tell you the amounts of times I've eaten squirrel. Like that was just the thing. My grandpa would go out back and knock one down and eat dinner. But I've had, let's see, possum. I've had turtle. I've had raccoon. They're all terrible, all gristly, all greasy. Would not recommend.
Don't tell that to Grubs.
Yeah, he loves that.
Yeah, Grubs is on our TDN. He's over with Danielle over in Australia right now. Actually, one of our TDN members. With by the way, live everybody, real quick. Sorry, not to interrupt. Next Friday, we will have the whole Meat Stock team of the Dude Network Meat Stock team with Grubs on at 10 p.m. at the end of the first hour of our show for next Friday. So we will be live from Australia Saturday morning on Friday night, next Friday night over here for everybody. Just wanted to announce that real quick because we're talking about all the possums, raccoons. We got to give a shout out to Grubs, and now we're back. Up here, I want to harvest a baby groundhog.
Why?
Groundhogs eat nothing. They're like a rabbit. They eat nothing but greens. And the little ones are actually considered a delicacy in a lot of like old timers.
Okay.
They would shoot and eat groundhogs because they eat nothing but like alfalfa, hay. Like they don't eat anything nasty, no grubs, no worms. Like they are strictly a vegan. So like a lot of people kind of knock on a groundhog because it's just everywhere, but like a baby groundhog is supposedly really, really good eating, and I'd like to try that actually.
Okay.
So yeah. If they eat only grass like that, is that vegan?
Yeah.
So is that vegan gopher groundhog?
I'm saying. No. What is the term? Herbivore. They're an herbivore. There we go.
I mean, I was trying to go out to
hit a couple of limbs, bro.
No, not on you. I was trying to strike a couple of nerves on some people, maybe.
Me?
No.
Not my style, bro. I would never stir the pot. Come on, man. That's, I'm a lover.
That sounds good. Hey, you're right, though. I mean, it goes back to anything like the little baby goat. The younger they are, I mean, the more tender they are for real.
Yeah, and I mean, and my dad grew up, his favorite meal, and I have yet to make it for him, and I really want to this year, was squirrel biscuits and gravy. Where they would like boil the squirrel, like they would boil the squirrel or pressure cook it, throw it in pressure cooker or whatever. Then they would shred that meat up and then do their sausage gravy, but instead of the sausage, you were doing squirrel meat instead of in its place. But thing is, like, and my dad's great aunt, her name was Texie. And she did chewing tobacco, and she had 3 burners from his stove, and one was a spittoon. Swear to Christ. Found that out from a non-family member, because apparently, like, our family was too embarrassed to talk about old Aunt Texie and her spittoon on the stove.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she was from Beckley, West Virginia, and that makes a lot more sense, I'm sure.
Hey, listen, my great-grandmother was from Vidalia, Georgia, and she could spit snuff from across the room. I was like 4 or 5 years old, and is ingrained in my brain to this day. Like it will ever be a vivid memory of my childhood.
It's funny, like people like knock on it. It's like, but what else? They cooked, they cleaned, they raised, like, like they had their husband. They were not trying to woo anybody. Like,
right.
Back then, like when they said I do, it means till death do you part. Like that was literal. So they're like, hell, I ain't gotta need no teeth. I got our kids.
That's right.
I guess, like, yeah, like I don't know what seasoning she used, so my guess it would just be like salt and pepper. Like, I don't see a whole lot more available back in like the 70s and 80s in a poor farming house than salt and pepper. Maybe some garlic, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, squirrel biscuits and gravy though. It's going down this year. Book it.
I've had it one time, and that was it. Not the biscuits.
The squirrel or squirrel biscuits and gravy?
Just squirrel, period. And it was cooked open flame.
Yeah.
Dude killed it, and he run it on a stick and set it up by the fire pit and just kept rotating it right by the fire pit all night long while he was cooking a hog. And it was just, it wasn't that good then either.
No. Yeah, I'll probably pressure cook mine, then like reverse sear it on the grill or something for some flavor. I don't know. We'll see. But I know like squirrel, I've had squirrel a lot, and it is a lot of tenderloin. There's very, very lean, not a lot of Like you don't like the back straps ain't very big on a squirrel, as anybody could imagine.
Yeah.
That's about how long they are.
That's what I was saying.
Let alone how wide. But yeah, that's good stuff. So eventually, I don't cook rodents. Squirrels are the fillet of the woods. the fillet of the trees. The fillet of the trees.
So Jennifer, with y'all's farm, I mean, do y'all just have cows?
It's just cows. We are actually transitioning to, so our herd is pretty old, and our bull is pretty old, and so it's time to flush them out. So we've got 6 left, and so those 6 will be going off to sale within the next 2 weeks. So we'll be down to none, and
the bull.
we're actually going to move into sunflowers for a couple of months here, and so we're just going to strategically plant every 2 weeks and cover the ground. And I don't know what it is about the South, but people like to have their pictures taken in front of crappy old barns and in front of sunflowers, and so people, like photographers, will literally pay you by the hour to come out and take pictures. So we're going to try something new with the farm. Cows will be back in the spring though. So
right, cotton as well. If you plant some cotton, they'll take pictures in them too.
Oh yeah,
at least they do around here.
They do here too. They love it. I mean, we've got our parcel that's the farm, and then my husband and I own a 5-acre tract that's supposed to be where we're going to build a house. Long story short, it's just basically a grass field right now, and we go cut it once a month. Well, I had a photographer call me like 2 months ago and was like, "Hey, that field y'all have, can you not cut that?" And I was like, I mean, I guess, like, there's probably gonna be snakes out there. Like, good luck. I hope you have insurance,
Right.
But yeah, one of my neighbors stopped and was like, "What the hell are they doing?" And I was like, "They are paying me by the hour to take pictures in grass." And he was like, "I have seen it all."
Hey, whatever.
God bless all. It takes all of us. So like, yeah, up here, like you buy an old barn and you turn it into a wedding venue, and it easily becomes $5,000 on Friday. It becomes $5,000 on Saturday, and then if you convince some dumb bastard like myself to get married on a Sunday, which was my idea, because it was all about keeping the same date for everything. You're welcome, everybody. Dudes, take notes. Like it's like $2,000, then on like $2-3,000 on Sunday. Like there's some people that take they buy a whole farm for like $1 million, and they revamp the house, they rent that out as an Airbnb to the bridal groom, whatever, and then they rent that barn out. That's where, I mean, they don't even fix nothing. They're still like gaping. Like you can see the sunlight coming through the siding. They don't reinforce nothing. Like more vintage the better, more rustic the better. It's crazy, man. It's wild, the enterprise and weddings and babies. Like the first baby in a first marriage. Woo. Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
First, like I've been married multiple times. Don't even married once. Definitely only been married once. But like you got them people are like, "Hey, come to my wedding." It's like, "Deborah, this is your 3rd wedding. I'm done with you, Deborah. Like, I'm done. Maybe you are the problem, Deborah." So anybody watching, don't invite me to your 3rd wedding. I'm not coming. You had your 2 chances. Second chance, you better be a real close friend. Just saying. And that wife better be good, or husband better have done you real dirty for me to come to your second one. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll come for the cake.
Yeah, I hate cake. That's the thing. Like, I don't even like cake. I'm there for the food. Like, it better have good food. My brother-in-law's wedding last year, he's like, this. He's like, "What can you do?" I was like, "I'll do the brisket." It's like, my gift to you, brother. It's like, I'm going to do your brisket. And thank God I did. All right. Our man, straight out, dude, John G looks grumpy as shit in the background. Can we talk about that, Damon?
Yeah,
he looks like, "I've worked 15 hours today."
So we're gonna give him 15 minutes to
you
bang
get
out the
15
questions.
minutes. All right, without further ado, we're gonna let Johnsy come on here and talk his face off for the next
can't waste
15
the
minutes.
time.
Denver. Here's Johnsy.
Hey,
Hey,
I made
Mr.
it.
Money.
Hey, I'm sorry I'm late.
You should be sorry. Unacceptable.
Wow.
How dare you
Okay.
work during Dude Network hours? Come on.
No, I agree. Yeah, how dare work get in the way. Jennifer, thank you so
I
much
need your
for being here.
supervisor's name immediately.
I almost said it, and I'm glad I was a little bit smarter than that. I'm glad. You know what? I've been tuning into I've been doing a couple things differently for myself and using my ADHD in a way that helps me. And right there, that's the payoff right there. I got set up, saw it. Nope, I ain't taking it.
Duck, dodge, dive, dodge, and duck.
No,
Yeah.
duck or dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
And dodge. Yeah. Whatever you
Jennifer,
say,
thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, glad to be here.
This has been a crazy cool show. I was listening on the way home. So I'm a little bit upset because a couple of my questions got asked, but I was ignored on one.
No, I think I know the one you're talking about, but you might have been late to that one. Go ahead, ask it again.
Which one?
Was it?
go ahead and ask it, Johnsy. We'll tell you. We'll tell you.
Not,
you want to throw around accusations? Go ahead.
No. I see all the ones that are starred. Okay. Oh, crap. I can't even remember what the question was.
Oh, I'm sorry, Johnsy. We blew it.
I'm so terrible. Much for the brain being working good, right?
I think
Dan. I think the one you asked.
I remember.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
What's your favorite grill in your backyard?
Birch barrel.
Birch barrel. Next question.
Okay, you guys are. Sorry, I missed that 1 minute. Okay, so the follow up to that question: what's your favorite item that you use barbecue cooking and stuff that's like not a typical barbecue? Do you have anything like crazy that you were like, man, this works for this, something different?
I just off of my head, I have this weird marinade bottle, and it's like a silicone squeeze bottle, and it's got this like weird tip on, like a brush tip on it. It's in like one of my lobster videos where I did, and that is the most random thing that one of these like Chinese companies has ever sent me. It's been the coolest thing that I've ever gotten. And I mean, I use it all the time. It's amazing. It's weird. It's hard to clean.
Like a condiment bottle with like a silicone brush tip.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. I like that idea.
You got to squeeze into like the brush.
Yeah.
And you get nice.
I like that idea. Yeah, that's a cool one.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna steal that one back from the Chinese and bring it back to America where it belongs.
Woo!
Let's do it.
You heard it here first on the Dude Network.
We're gonna be Jennifer's Baster. We're gonna call it Jennifer's Baster.
Jennifer's Baster. I like it. Oh man, I'm sorry. It was a day. It was such a day. I don't mean to take away. I had to use every of my two brain muscles all day today. It was a rough one.
We didn't hear from you. Like normally, Johnsy will text throughout the workday, but Johnsy not today. No, sir.
It was full flex. I'm an electrician, so it's troubleshooting electrical. But I also work at a power plant that's hooked up to a bunch of computers. So computer, electrical, I don't know, whatever.
Sounds like you were a farmer. If you had thrown some plumbing and like maintenance,
and exactly,
and barn painting in there, you would have been a farmer, dude.
The funny thing is, there's a couple guys out from the East Coast from another one of our plants, like here to help us, like welders, maintenance guys, mechanics, and they saw me and they're like, "Dude, we got to take a picture of this guy because our electricians don't work like that." And I'm like, "Huh? Like, are we doing too much over here?" Like, what? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, enough about work.
Cali codes. Well, we've talked about Jennifer a lot. We've talked about, we've done the usual, what's regional to her, which is very crazy.
Ooh.
But like, we've talked about, her favorites, her not favorites, how much she hates Ohio. How about Ohio?
I definitely caught that.
North, South Georgia, backsplash, wherever she's at down there, like that's Superior, so we've covered that.
Well, she's not too high up in the hills because
she's cooler than us. We already knew that. She verified, so we got that covered. Yeah. Jennifer's awesome. Yep,
well, she's not too crazy far out in the backwoods of Georgia because we got another buddy from Georgia, and her internet hasn't gone out once. So
now he blamed it on his camera.
Okay.
I mean, she might be close to. She's probably close to Grubbs, isn't she? Because Grubbs is like up there, like not too far south of that line, and like because he's in the mountains.
Yeah,
I
can't remember
how close
exactly.
The mountains, Jennifer. You don't have to give us like GPS coordinates or nothing.
So the first mountain that you would hit is about 3 hours from me.
Okay, so you're not even close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not. No, different. Interesting. Jennifer, have you tried anything that just absolutely sucked?
Yes. Ooh,
like I will never do that again, and I didn't even post content of it.
I did some sliced pork belly one time, and it was not for me. I don't know what it was. I don't know if I
Did you cook it brisket style? Like,
oh God, no. I know. I can't.
Oh,
no. I don't know. I just don't think I like pork belly, to be honest with you. I've done the pork belly burn-ins, for the gram, for the content. I don't think I like it. I think I'd rather just have a damn piece of fat back at this point. It's like,
I can't argue that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've had little luck with the pork belly, and I don't like anything that's got that much fat content in it. That's too much fat. Pork belly is just too much fat for me. I don't like bacon very much. Like I'm not a big bacon guy in general.
Okay, listen.
Uh-oh,
I am going to get with Darian and figure out how to. I will ship some of my pork belly that I harvest myself out when I come out, and I'm going to make some pork belly burn-ins, and at least I'm not saying it'll become your favorite, but I'm going to change your mind, bro.
I have never done the pork belly burn-ins. I've never been a big burn-in guy. So
I did the pork belly like brisket style once, and let me tell you, I love pork. It's not you guys need to trim some of that fat off. Like there's a just like everything else. You gonna leave the whole fat cap on a brisket, folks?
Yeah.
Sometimes I will.
Well, if you get the full chuck roast on top, you kind of have. Oh, that was the beef ribs. Never mind.
Yeah. Nice try to be a dick, Johnsy, but you swung him.
I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying, like.
I'm joking. You brought up the chuck roast, though.
No, people. Well, that's the one thing I bombed was pork or poor man burnt ends with a chuck roast. Yeah, it was. Chewing on the front end of my Converse probably would have been about the same. And I am not exaggerating. Oh, we did. I meant to bring that up when you were saying that, Tony.
We did too. I had to though. We first met on October 15th. Our engagement party was on October 15th.
Deal.
Engagement party, and then the next year it was on a Sunday, and she's like, "Well, we have this weekend open." She's like, "When do you want to get married?" And I'm like, "October 15th." She's like, "That's on a Sunday." I was like, "I know, but babe, it's when we first met. It's when our engagement party was. Wouldn't it be cool if it was the 15th for all three?" And she's like,
"Yours is the 15th?"
She's like, and I was like, "I only have to remember one date." Boom, boom, boom. Like I got that. October 15th, everything.
Ours is the 18th.
Oh man.
And when we official, I guess, whatever, because people asked, it was like October 20th. So, hey, not too hard to remember those, baby. I got you, Tony. Oh, busted again.
Again. Jennifer, what was the what food was at your wedding, by the way? Like, what kind of
Ooh,
food
great
did you have
question.
brought to your wedding? Like, I know we're getting close here to the bottom of it, so that I think this is a good like final finishing couple questions here for you.
We had fried chicken, and now this was done by
Preach.
an independent caterer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
she,
KFC.
yeah,
I'm just sorry.
Oh,
he was amazing.
How dare you bring Kentucky into Georgia? You
Oh wait, churches. Sorry, churches.
Mm.
Bojangles or bust. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
I
Bojangles
know.
are good.
I'm just trying to be a jerk. Sorry.
You were successful.
We we had beef tenderloin, and we had
Ooh.
like garlic mashed potatoes. We had some really awesome string beans. We had God,
Mm,
I don't even
That's a great
remember.
question.
We had a really cool groom's
great
cake.
question. Yeah.
Mm.
Which is like, I want to go around the table.
Groom's
Damon.
cake. What's it? What's that?
Yeah, what's groom's cake? Actually, that is a good question.
Y'all don't know what a groom's cake is? Is this a southern
I
thing?
had a
No.
wedding cake.
We
I
had a
didn't have
wedding
a
cake.
I
Oh
wish
my
now
gosh. This is a
babe, we're
southern
getting
thing.
married again. I want a groom's cake.
Damon, did you have a groom's cake?
I can't remember. I probably did.
I would
Did
imagine
Oh,
you
what?
did.
Yeah.
Okay,
I would
okay,
imagine you
okay.
did.
Jennifer,
Man, that
what
was-
is a groom's cake? I mean, this is all new to us Northerners. And
So-
Just watch, Damon. You're in trouble for that one. Don't remember.
Hey, bro, that was 22 years ago, man. That's a long time.
I'm,
So a
I'm
groom's-
saying that your words, not mine.
So the wedding is all about the woman, especially in the
Yeah,
South.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's the the South, the traditional blah blah blah. This
As
whole
it
tradition.
should be.
But
I love this lady.
so you don't eat the top layer of the cake. The wife picks out the cake and all the flavors and all this and that. Well, the groom's cake is to give the groom a little piece of himself back on this wedding day, because it's like he's literally giving
I
up
dig
his entire life. He's given up all these decisions to make. So it's like the least you can do is give the man a cake. So
I love it. I know. I love this. I love it. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm trying to find a picture of it, but
And he still gets to go out and kill 30 deer a year.
Yeah, that's exactly what played through my head. Like, so I got married. We went on our week honeymoon, and at that time I was working out of town, up like 6 hours away all week, sometimes 6 days a week. And then if I wasn't working, I was sitting in a duck blind for like the next 2.5 months right after we got married. And I was like, hey, there was one or two times she was like, can you not hunt both days? And I was like, yeah, honey, I'll stay home Sunday. And like after that, I'm like, dude, hey, you know what? I ain't never finding one that cool, man.
No. So groom's cake though, let's finish on that though real quick.
She's looking for the picture.
I can't find a picture. I don't have it.
What did he go with?
So, well, I mean, I did kind of make the decision for him.
Oh my God, that's the best clip ever.
Kinda or kinda did.
But he loved it.
Oh my
he loved
gosh.
it. Right. So his favorite cake is a marble cake. So I got started with a marble cake. And he so he for a long time he shot competition like revolvers.
Mm.
So like cowboy
yeah.
guns and like the
Yeah.
fast shooting and like all that. So he did that, and he had like the cowboy belt with the guns on his
Bullets
side and stuff all for for the fast draw.
Yeah, quick draw.
And so I did a blue cake. So it was like he was wearing blue jeans and he had his rig on, and then it had guns on the side, like revolvers on the side.
I love it.
Yeah.
Look at you, Jennifer.
Yeah.
No wonder he married you. God, what a
And I let him wear
Because you already-
jeans in the wedding.
Oh,
Even better.
they're the whole package.
yeah,
Even better.
absolutely. Even let him have his own cake.
Yeah.
But he chose out for
So
him.
I did get to pick. I did get to pick the colors mostly, because the only reason I say mostly is because we couldn't get like exactly what I wanted. So we compromised together. She made me see the light, I guess.
The only thing I flexed on in mine was that like she originally had me picked out as the same outfit as all the groomsmen, and I'm like, hold up. I'm like, I went with like, I think I'm supposed to be different than the groomsmen, and she's like, why? And then the lady's like, he is, and I was like, yes. I got one. I'm like, all right, I'm out. No more. I'm like, I want no more.
Still to this day, that's like the one thing I will flex hard about myself is like, bro, I look freaking covered GQ on my day, bro. It was legit. I did not.
Our engagement.
I did not.
Our engagement photos, I look ratty as shit. Like I didn't shave the back neck hair. It was bad. But it looked cool. But like, yeah, homeboy was
Great question. Real quick too. The follow up of the groom's cake.
Yes.
Jennifer, did your husband do his quick draw competitions from the house deck? Pew pew.
Hey, you gotta be quick and dirty if you're gonna do it from the deck. That's all I'm gonna say.
Tell me, how many times did he walk out in just his underwear and his boots with those on? Like, yeah, trying them on. I already know.
What's the least amount of clothing he's ever killed a deer with on your back deck? Go.
If you say boxers and flip flops, I will lose my mind
if
right now.
I would guarantee that it's boxers and probably no shoes.
Yes.
I was gonna say Crocs at the moment.
I say, hey, they're in South Georgia. You don't need no shoes.
Your husband's my new man crush.
Yeah.
I will tell you, our neighbor. So our neighbor to the other side, literally, his wife shot one out of the bathroom window. Like was getting ready to get in the shower.
That's my new crush there.
She was completely naked and shot the deer out of the bathroom window.
Couldn't let that one slip by.
I'm sorry. Just a real quick poll from you guys, the audience. Does it get any more American than that?
That's straight up Southern right there.
Yeah, actually,
don't regionalize this, dude. No. That's my dream. That is literally a dream of mine.
There is a way. If you were actually dropping a deucer and got to shoot one from the toilet, now we're talking. Dude, sorry, Jennifer, that's a dude thing.
From the home. Yeah, okay.
Right. From the home stretch.
But what if you were in the shower already and you hear some weird noise? You look out the window, you're like, because you already have one stashed in the bathroom. You're just hanging out, the curtain dripping. I'm just saying.
Like, I'll get that after I get the soap out of my eyes.
Yeah. Did I get him? The shampoo ran. Did I get him?
It shampooed me.
Dang.
Oh my goodness! Well, it is.
That's a good way to wrap it up.
I think we're gonna wrap it up on that. But we will go around real quick. Johnsy, Damon, and myself. We'll ask her one. We'll ask one quick, like, not loaded question. Damon, you go first.
All right, fine, whatever.
One quick one. Anything.
Come back to me.
All right. Johnsy.
You put us all on the spot. Because everything I have in my head is
Yeah.
All
right.
Favorite pastime other than cooking when you're not doing this, the girl that grills. What and obviously, family. So what do you like to do for? Or is it cooking? It's
cooking. That's my outlet. That's my outlet. That and like cutting grass. I got 26 acres of grass I can cut. That's like my time. I put the AirPods in.
Jealous.
No responsibilities, but cut the grass.
If I had a beast riding lawnmower that I could catch bush lattes from, I'd love to cut grass too.
You should look into that, Johnsy. It'll change your life.
One man's chore, huh?
Damon, you got somebody?
Yeah.
You got something?
So
Sorry. Hopefully you don't have anybody.
When are you gonna convert from a Bulldog to a South Carolina Gamecock?
Oh boy.
Do you know that I graduated from the University of South Carolina?
What?
So are you all ready?
Bro, she's more Gamecock than you are.
That's
Yeah.
right. She's
Yeah.
smarter than me too.
Hey, go
Well.
Cox! I got the hey. Last year, Jennifer, I got the cook at the season opener for Swift, where I met Damon in person. And South Carolina, that was a very cool experience. Awesome college town. Love me some Cox.
My cousin is a tight end on the football team. So
Still
Yeah.
currently?
Yeah.
Does he have any brand deals?
Love it.
he has one with Roback or whatever, but that's the only one I know of. He
Would
probably
he
has
be
more.
interested in being our first ever Dude Network Dude Elite?
I can hook y'all up and ask him.
Let's do it.
Tony, dude, you're such a genius sometimes.
Hey, I don't have no money though. I can give some shirts and so I can send some fricks and beef down there to him if he has a grill. You know, we can hook him up.
Yeah, we'll make it worth it somehow.
Yeah. Hey, no, I'll figure it out. But hey,
Yeah, we got
that's what I'm
this.
saying. Does he have any? She's like, well, yeah, I'm like, oh, never mind, I'm out. But if you don't have any, yeah, I can get in on this. I can get in on
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Some t-shirt,
perfect place.
t-shirt for a post, go Cox, TDN, let's go.
Cool.
Gamecocks is my favorite team. Did you know that?
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure it's just the game. You can drop the game, and that's his favorite part.
He sits on the visitor side.
I don't literally say game. I say go Cox. Game would defeat the purpose of being a Gamecocks fan.
I know.
Just go Cox. Forget the game. I'm a shortener. It's an unnecessary syllable. Get rid of it. I think at the game last year, Damon, you can testify. Was I yelling Cock Nation at one point?
All day.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
all right. Yeah,
Oh, Lord.
See, yeah, exactly.
Jennifer, what all platforms can we find you on?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook. I'm Twitter. I'm actually Girl That Grills. The Girl That Grills is too long for Twitter. And you can find me on Kitch, KITTCH. I would love for you to subscribe over there. Like I said, you'll get a lot more detail on cooks, a lot more information instead of just the quick clips. So great place to be.
Well, you were awesome. You were patient. You dealt with us. You were a good sport. We knew you. I heard that you were good at having a good time, and you showed it here tonight. We are very thankful for you. You're very awesome. F all the haters. Glad you're back. Screw them down the road. You ever get any of that nonsense again? Yo, come get your old buddy Tony the Dude Lane over here. I don't know. I hate that. I need to change his name. It's stupid. I hate it. But we're here to have your back. You're awesome. You have a positive vibe. You have a positive energy. Keep that going, because if for every one hater that's making you mad, you probably have 5 or 6 people that are in its place, worshiping the ground you walk on, wanting to know more. So don't deprive them of your brain. Don't deprive them of your beautiful brain and your beautiful ideas and your beautiful creations. We're here for you. I'm glad we've met, and until the next time we see you, and I hope that is the next time that we do see you, everybody, dudes and dudettes, put your hands together for one of the coolest dudettes we have ever met, and she was absolute blast. Jennifer, the Girl That Grills. Let's go.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much for having me. This was great.
Yeah.
Hey, we're just shooting steroids into the arm of energy. That's all we do. That made no damn sense, but I don't make any sense anyway. Hey, let's go, Ohio. Oh wait,
you're left on that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey,
you know what?
Oh,
If you don't get no ketchup on your dog, you're done. You're cut off.
You know
No hot
what?
dogs, no hot dogs, Jennifer.